Is it ever okay to use home fittings on a boat? Well, we're using modern PEX plumbing on Calypso's refit, and I'm going to give you 4 reasons why we're doing that. Hi, I'm Nika Waters, and welcome to the Boat Galley Podcast. Today I'm talking plumbing, and yes, 4 reasons we went with PEX. Today's episode of the Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by Marmara Imports. That's MARMARAIMPORTS.com. Their hand-loomed, fair trade, organic cotton Turkish towels are highly absorbent, dry quickly, fold flat, and are soft and luxurious. They're perfect for life aboard. Hint, if you have teenagers, you might watch out because they might try to steal them all from you. That is what happened in our house. Use coupon code PODCAST10, that's podcast10, for 10% off any order of $40 or more. MarmaraImports.com. More than a towel. Calypso is a 1976 boat, and though we did put in new plumbing, it was new to us when we bought the boat in 1992. 30 years later, almost, it's time for a total rebuild. And where the first time around we went with bronze and clear tubing, this time around we're choosing PEX. And there are 4 main reasons why we've gone with that as the backbone of our plumbing system. One of the things is that this plastic tubing, it's got press-on fittings, and it's super easy to install and super easy to maintain. Really nice to be able to do those press-on fittings because then you can take apart the system with relative ease anytime you need to. And we've already had to take it apart a number of times as we're iterating through the system. We're really excited about being able to do that on a regular basis. Hopefully we won't have to take the plumbing system apart a lot, but it's really nice to know that those press-on fittings make it super easy to do. The second thing is that the plastic tubing is pretty flexible. You're not going to be able to bend it into a big U like you might with a clear tubing that we used to have, but it is flexible enough to move and go around some corners and fit in through over bends and that sort of thing. We want it to be firm and strong and puncture proof, which it is, but it also needs to be flexible, and it's definitely flexible enough for what we need it to be. Another really big reason that we're excited about PEX is that the old tubing that we had was a clear plastic tube. It was a clear plastic hose. And unfortunately, the clear plastic is great on the one hand because you can see growth that happens in there. But the bad thing with clear hose is that growth happens because light can get to the insides. And then because it's a constantly wet environment, things can grow. That clear plastic tube, that clear plastic hose was pretty disgusting when we took it off. It was, we were very happy that we weren't using it for drinking water anymore. The PEX is home plumbing. It's what's used these days in modern homes for the feed lines for any plumbing project. Jeremy had gotten some experience working with PEX plumbing when he redid feed plumbing in a house, and he was really excited actually to work with it on the boat. And of course, the last really great reason to use PEX plumbing is that it's inexpensive and easy to find. No, the fittings are not particularly inexpensive. Those press-on fittings, and we went with a shark bite kind of fittings, those are not cheap, but you don't have to replace those all the time. You might have to replace the hose pieces or buy longer lengths, but those hose pieces are super inexpensive and findable in almost any hardware store that we've come across. Unlike many marine things, it's pretty inexpensive because with the home plumbing market, of course, everybody's using this PEX plumbing. Really easy to find in a hardware store, super easy to carry a couple of extra pieces if you want to. It cuts super simply with a knife that you use, and again, you have those press-on fittings. So using PEX plumbing on board, so far we've been really, really happy with the whole thing. Save weight, save money, save space, easily maintained, inexpensive to buy replacement parts. Pretty happy with the whole thing. So if you're looking at your old boat, your good old boat, your wonderful old well-loved boat that might have some older plumbing pieces on board, consider shifting to PEX. when you are redoing things because of all those reasons. Easy to install and maintain, flexible enough for what you probably need, will definitely do a better job of resisting growth, and it's inexpensive and easy to find. When we share an anchorage somewhere, I'll pour you a glass of water out of our new plumbing system, and we don't even have to talk about it because it will just be working. Have the most fantastic week. Thank you so much for listening to the Boat Galley podcast. We love hearing from our listeners. We love it when you share us with your friends, and we love it when you leave us a review, because when you leave us a review, it helps other people find us and learn from us. Have a great week.